hoping they would kind of get like a behind the scenes look at us and seeing us like in more natural surroundings with our mates and stuff. And to be fair, the main thing about it is we want them to be proud because, you know, there's a big section in the film about, you know, the fans and how they created this band and spread the word, and that like little promoter calls them through in the film. So we want them to feel proud of the fact that 3 years they've managed to get us to this stage.
The thing is every time there's like a thing or an event where you kind of have an expectation of what they're going to do and how many numbers they're going to turn up, they just kind of blast straight past it and surprises every time. So I think the fact that they can still do that 3 years on is incredible. So they really are amazing.
I've got the inspector coat on.
I think it's an amazing story. I think that the truth of it is, if you could, it's something that if you wrote it, you wouldn't really believe it. The idea that 3 years ago, a group of young men who have Saturday jobs, a paper round, working in a bakery, working at Toys R Us on the weekend, would 3 years later be 5 of the biggest stars in the world, making so many people happy, travelling around doing stadium tours, having a premiere in both New York and London. You'd sort of go, well, that's a story that any filmmakers would want to tell. And so, of course, you know, we wanted to be involved in this project, and I hope we've told that story as well as we can. I think it's a fun documentary. I think you really feel like you become the 6th member of the band. There's a great access to them, and they come across as just really charming, lovely, normal boys who just live an abnormal life. And I think that that's what's so wonderful about the film, really, is that, you know, how often do you get such close access to such big stars, and yet their normality and their modesty and the fact they're so humble and yet so fun and anarchical and, you know, the new pop rock and roll is just a great combination, really. And I hope people enjoy it and find it funny and laugh and sort of really feel part of the band for the 90-minute film.
I mean, for me to get to work with like one of the biggest bands in the world at this moment in their lives, because this is such a special time, you know, and you see it in the film. You see them literally explode into a global phenomenon, and to be able to capture that and be along for that ride was something I didn't want. I think they're so grounded. I think they're so humble. I think they are so good with one another that they really keep each other in check. So, you know, and I think they come from great families. Like, they have really good families that have like made them great young men. I would describe it as like a rock doc. You know, that there's a lot of great music in there, but that's not what makes up the majority of it. You know, it's much more about their lives, where they come from, you know, where they're headed next, their fears, their hopes. And I think the movie overall, if I had to describe it in one word, I'd say it's fun. This is such a fun film from start to finish. The biggest thing is, you know, we try to keep a very small crew. You know, that was key. You know, whenever we'd be out in the field shooting the behind-the-scenes footage, it was like one camera, one sound guy, myself, and sometimes it was even just me holding a camera and nobody else. So I think that really kind of creates a lot more trust and intimacy than you know, when you have like this many people trying to shoot something.